Thank you for tuning in to Breaking New Ground, the show that tells you how the Department of Human Settlements is restoring our people's dignity by providing them with quality homes. I'm Eric Miyeni. The Department of Human Settlements has had to prioritize the elderly, military veterans, and child-headed households for the provision of houses. What this means is that those who are under 40 will have to wait a little longer for their homes. How should they spend their time? To discuss this pertinent issue, we are here at Gallagher Estates in Johannesburg, where the Department of Human Settlements is hosting a youth summit. One of the ideas being promulgated here is that of the Youth Brigade. Through this initiative, the department hopes to skill their youth so that they can build their own homes, find jobs, and even start their own businesses in construction.
We're contracting to deliver 1.5 million housing opportunities over the next 5 years. We're also contracting to deliver a number of opportunities over the next 2 decades, so to speak. We've got the 2030 trajectory. But in doing all of these things and delivering all these housing opportunities, we've taken a conscious decision to mainstream youth development, to mainstream youth empowerment.
Joining us here on Breaking New Ground to tell us what this summit is really about, what the Youth Brigade will do for the youth, how it's constituted, and what partners are involved to make it happen, is the Deputy Director General in the Department of Human Settlements, Mbulelo Nchangana. Welcome to the show.
Pleased to have me here.
You know, there is a kind of a misunderstanding. That is that because the department is prioritizing military veterans, the elderly, and child-headed households, that means the youth are being left behind, that they are not going to get the houses as the Constitution dictates. Is that correct?
If you talk about free housing, we've always prioritized the needy. Minister Sisulu made an example in her speech that will prioritize elderly people, disabled people, child-headed households, military veterans in delivering free housing. But free housing is not the only program that we are administering as Human Settlements. So young people, able-bodied young people, 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds, the most important thing to prioritize for them is jobs. And this summit is about prioritizing jobs. So the intention is to make sure that the young people build houses for themselves, and they gain skills, they get empowered, they get trained, they become young entrepreneurs. That's basically what we want to do, and that's what this summit is about.
Now I see that they are calling it the Youth Brigade very specifically. Can you unpack that?
We want to make sure that we create a disciplined army of young people who will help us to deliver various forms of human settlements programs whilst we are training them to become young engineers, young town and regional planners, young architects, and young businessmen and women.
Now comes the crunch of it, right? I'm a youth, I'm watching this program, and the DDG is speaking these wonderful things. How do I access the programs?
There is a long list of our partners that we have signed our contracting arrangement with them today, and that long list is on our website. If you go to the Human Settlements website, you'll be able to access that.
Thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Our commitment for all of us is we, the signatories of the National Human Settlements Youth Accord, recognize the need to commit ourselves in creating a holistic and integrated approach to human settlements delivery through youth mobilization, development, and participation in a form of a disciplined National Human Settlement Brigade.
The youth said nothing for us without us, and the presidency listened. Budimana Mela is now Deputy Minister in the presidency charged with looking after youth development. Welcome to the show. Now, can we start with the basics? Are you still youth?
of course I'm still youth.
Okay, okay. So that alone gives you quite a lot of insight, no?
Yeah, and when I stop being youth by age, I'll still be youth at heart.
Yeah, we are here at the summit, which is being hosted by the Department of Human Settlements. Can you tell us how your department fits into all this?
We are responsible for youth development in government, and the agency responsible for implementing, youth development in government is the NYDA, which is, partnering with human settlement on this program. So that's why we're interested in what human settlement is doing and building up this particular partnership and getting young people involved.
Could you go into more detail about what they are doing exactly?
The idea is to get young people to volunteer to build houses. In the process, they're acquiring skills, construction skills. These houses will then be, given to people in various communities. And we've always said that, young people are looking for a hand up and not a handout. And this is one of those hand ups that young people are looking for in order to continue to make a contribution in their society.
Finally, for a youth who wants to be a part of this, what would you say to them? I mean, you will be last in queue in a sense for a house because you're able-bodied. What does this give you really?
Look, this gives you the skill. This gives you an opportunity to, be able to contribute positively in your own community. This also gives you an opportunity to build yourself, a house. Go knock at human settlement, go knock at the NYDA offices, tell them that this is what you're interested in and you want to stay in for the long haul and that you are committed to make this program work.
Deputy Minister, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
One of the key elements needed for this youth brigade concept to work is the participation of the private sector. To discuss this a little with me is Senior Manager, Tax and Corporate Citizenship at KPMG, Mabuto Mtembu. Welcome to Breaking New Ground.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with KPMG as a company. What does it do?
KPMG is a professional services firm that obviously provides professional services in the space of tax, advisory, and audit.
Where did KPMG find a groove in this whole youth brigade scenario that the Human Settlements Department is working on?
I think within the advisory space, KPMG has a solid dedicated team that focuses on infrastructure. Now, if you look at the program that the government has implemented on Youth Brigade, it focuses on human settlements, being the infrastructure development and etc. So as KPMG, there's a vast space that we can play in that regard in terms of assisting the government from an advisory perspective to ensure that they're implementing workable solutions, and there's monitoring and evaluation of those programs in terms of the implementation thereof.
If a youth wants to exploit what KPMG has to offer in the space of human settlement development, what do you give them?
We've got, graduate programs across all our lines of services, tax, audit, and advisory, where we start by identifying, young people at university level. We even provide bursaries to those young people, and we open up opportunities in terms of experience and working opportunities within KPMG.
Now, the Minister of Small Business Development mentioned that fiscal discipline, financial know-how, is one of the biggest obstacles to many companies, especially youth-owned companies, in terms of being able to succeed. How do you jump into that space and help?
We have an enterprise development initiative where we invite, all the entrepreneurs, and then we take our employees from a wide range of disciplines to be able to then coach these entrepreneurs, assist them with accounting skills, because we have accountants at KPMG. If it's legal issues, assist them with legal issues, but just to give them that guidance and that advice.
Mr. Mtembu, thank you for coming on Breaking New Ground.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yesterday we were at the Youth Summit, where the idea of the Youth Brigade was discussed at length. Today we are here at Savana City, one of the flagship projects of the Human Settlements Department, where this concept is being launched.
This is the first area that at national level we have identified to do the Youth Brigade launch of 100 people with Savana City. Let's give this region a very big hand of applause.
Thanks for joining us on Breaking New Ground, Yusuf.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, are you good?
Good, thanks.
Let's talk a little bit about Basil Reed's involvement in this Savana City project.
Our involvement has been planning and designing this whole development, putting in place all the approvals, the applications, getting the environmental approvals in place, and then mobilizing all the funding. But what we've essentially done was then, as a private sector, we've partnered with government, and we've made this into what is actually now truly one of the largest integrated mixed income housing developments in South Africa.
Now, one of the exciting things now is the Youth Brigade concept that the Minister is promoting. Yes. Could you tell us how it's working here at Savana City?
The Savana City development is going to consist of close to 18,500 residential housing opportunities. And combined with that, there's going to be several schools, community facilities, churches, parks. So it's a full integrated development, as well as various commercial opportunities. So from that point of view is enormous opportunities in terms of economic development and job creation. We went through a process of identifying young people from the area, and we've put them on a training program, and we've already placed them practically on the project. We're working with the national government, with the NHBRC as well. We're ensuring that we see to the transport from their homes to the site. There's going to be continuous training, and as we roll out Savana City, we want to take these 100 young people with us along this project. And remember, this is a long-term project. We're probably going to be here for the next 10 years. And hopefully, you know, we can give these 100 young people a relevant experience, and they'll make their own decisions as they go along in terms of where they see the opportunities and what they want to do with their own careers going forward.
Yusuf, thanks for coming on Breaking New Ground.
Great, sir.
Always a pleasure.
We must salute the bold and decisive leadership of Minister Lindiwe Sisulu and Deputy Minister Zokota Fredericks and the Department of Human Settlements as a whole for prioritizing youth development and for taking seriously the issues of young people. Indeed, this is a government that cares about its youth.
Yes, we are sitting here in Savana City, which a lot of people are very proud of. Yes. Could you tell us a little bit about it and how it's linked to the community here?
We as Citibank, being part of government in Gauteng as well as national, I think saw an opportunity in terms of land availability as well as the housing demand that is such that land becomes very important. We then took an advantage that with the R82, for instance, on our right, that is being upgraded, as well as the centrality, the location in development becomes very important. That going through the Val, there is a need to develop the area.
Let's talk a little bit about how this project is working with the youth of the Citibank district and how that came about.
I think as a government that has got 60 to 65% of our youth. We must accept that the future is in the majority who are the youth. As well as the challenge is that our youth, most of them are unemployed, but do have the potential to be developed.
In a sense, we are moving people from expecting to get a house for free to actually building one for themselves. What are the advantages of this for the youth?
Kutha indoda izakhela umzi. That is, as Africans, we believe that I should build my house. And here is a project where government is saying, we'll train you to build your own house. We encourage people not to be dependent on government, you know. This government is saying, together we can do more.
Well, thank you for joining us on Breaking New Ground.
My pleasure.
Yeah,
thank you.
We have developed and designed specific training programs for young people. Not working alone as an HBRC, we consulted the CETA, NYDA, Human Settlements, and say, let's design something that is going to respond to the young people. We'll be training about 2,000 young people per financial year in order to make sure that indeed they gain the skills, they come into this sector.
You've got energy, you've got health, you've got intellect, you've got strength, you've got drive, and that is the value you need to put onto the table. So when you engage in everything you do it like a young person would do, the best of your abilities, and do it better than everyone else. And that is how you will get ahead.
Of all the people we've talked to on this episode of Breaking New Ground, Maureen Mushanyana is the one person working with the youth as the department launches the youth brigades. Welcome to Breaking New Ground.
Thank you very much.
What of the things that we'd like to understand about the youth brigade? How do you select them?
There are wards that we are working with is Ward 11 and Ward 6. Ward 6 is Lakeside and Ward 11 is Didier. Our 100 learners are recruited from those wards, and even Ward 21 in Mfuleni. So we selected youth from the database because learners submitted their IDs and qualifications, and we made the selection based on that, and we had to comply with the numbers. So the 100 is representative of all the 3 wards.
How big a group did you select the 100 from?
We had overwhelming response from the youth around that. We couldn't even manage. It was a challenge because everybody would have wanted to be in the project. Out of 150, then we had 100. But I know there were many, many more inquiring because the communication did not reach everybody. But the 100 that we have, it was overwhelming.
How did you select this top 100? What did they show you that said you are the ones we'd want to start with?
The criteria was that they have to be matriculants, but in our area it's quite difficult to get all 100 of them having matric. So we wavered it a bit, and we even accommodated grade 11 learners. And there was gender. We focused on gender, 50-50, with the, boys and girls. And from there, we went to the disability group. But we have just a mild form of disability. Those are the participants.
How long is the journey going to be? How long are they going to be training for?
Okay, we started in August. And they've been going on in the classroom for 2 months. And after 2 months, they are on site with the experiential learning. And we are taking them up to February, where they will graduate in February. And that is when I will implement the exit strategy that we've come about. This is a partnership between the provincial human settlement together with NYDA and us as a group. So we still have to plan on the exit strategy. But we're hoping that it will work out because we don't want to train learners and leave them. Not to do anything.
So this program, in your view, this pioneering program with its first 100 youth in the youth brigade is working?
This is working. All the challenges are making us better so that moving forward, we excel in it. And we are really happy. It's an opportunity for our learners.
If I was this youth now and I wanted to be part of this program, how should I prepare myself to succeed in it?
I cannot overemphasize the issue of discipline. Because without discipline, all things are given to you, but without discipline, you will not achieve your goal.
So discipline is number one?
Discipline for me counts. Okay. And from there, you can motivate them.
Thank you for coming and Breaking New Ground.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay.
I think that this launch of the Youth Brigade cannot be a coincidence. That is happening so close to the place where almost 38 years ago, the youth of our country stood up against the system of oppression for the first time. It is important to pay homage to the young people of that day, and that the youth of today continue to stand up for their rights. I would like to say to the Youth Brigade, I challenge you to be great. We're here to launch 2 wonderful initiatives, the Youth Brigade and also the work of the Youth Brigade, the park and the houses which they're building.
Savana City!
Now I'm excited because we're talking to people talking about the youth. But now I'm standing here in front of the youth that is part of the Youth Brigade to hear what they think of this program. So, let me see if I remember everybody here. Utemba Eni, Tembile, Musa, Umbongeno, Tulayo, no Pink. Tell me what you're all doing on the program. Mangkale ngawe Pink.
Okay, I'm learning building, to build and to also plumbing.
And then Musa?
I'm here for bricklayings and plumbing.
Mbongeni?
Mina ngifunda ngokwakha.
Ukwakha ne?
Ukwakha.
Plumbing?
Plumbing ngiyayenza.
Tembile?
Utembile uzelana ngokukha nokufaka i-plumbing.
Okay, and then when
I'm here for bricklaying and plumbing.
Okay. Temba, what is the one thing that made you think I want to be a part of this?
Ngabona ukuthi the program le futhi izongikhipha ekhasi yabo. Ngoba esin bawubheka nje ekhasi ubhaya nje utano si possess ama drugs ubugebengu nanani yabo. That's why mina ngathi ukuthi yazini ngcono ngiyo-attenda.
Mina ngilotho ukuthi vele i-construction vele ngiyayithanda. I've worked before yona e-library. So and vele ngiyithandayo vele because mostly abantu abesifazana bekho i-construction. So that is why I want to have my own company.
Musa, do you want to add something there?
Yes, what I would like to say is my wish is to become a businessman, fully qualified with lots of qualifications. I wish to run a project like this one so that I could help all the other youth that's busy or maybe telling themselves that they are not going anywhere with life.
And you think this Youth Brigade program is going a long way towards giving them those opportunities? Do you think it is?
Yes, because it has brought a lot of change in our lives.
No, that is nice. Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us your time and good luck with it. If there's anything I hope for at the end of this program, is that if you're under 40, you will visit the Department of Human Settlements website, seek the opportunities being afforded you there, take them with both hands and contribute positively to the future of this country. Thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground. Please watch us again next week.